welcome. I'm going to turn it over to today's speaker, Eric Taylor. Eric is a supply chain optimization specialist with NC State's Industry Expansion Solutions. Eric, it's all yours.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Susan. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending today's presentation. I'm Eric Taylor with Supply Chain Optimization Specialist with the North Carolina Industry Expansion Solutions and also the North Carolina MEP. Today, we're going to discuss supplier matching, a tool for business, and NC manufacturing. Okay, who we are. North Carolina Industry Expansion Solutions stood up around 1955, and basically what we do is we help manufacturers, educational and resource instructors, healthcare, and pharmaceutical with healthcare and pharmaceutical companies, aerospace and energy industries, government and public sectors, defense contracting, and other organizations. What we do is we help provide services as far as with automation, smart manufacturing, OSHA, process improvement, lean, and other resources. I'm doing supply chain optimization, which I help with supplier matching. The program overview, we'll discuss that, resources, takeaways, and how you can participate, and then we'll have a Q&A afterwards. All right, North Carolina Expansion Solutions. These are the areas that we right here where we assist North Carolina manufacturers and other organizations within North Carolina with advanced manufacturing, business growth, cybersecurity, defense industry, energy and environmental solutions, grant evaluation and research, instructional design and services, leadership, organization, coaching, process optimization, training with industry, quality and management systems, supply chain optimization, supplier matching, and workplace health and safety. At the bottom, that is our link to our site if you ever need to look at that. This right here is our regional managers that are strategically placed throughout North Carolina to assist you with assistance within your organization. If you can, reach out to them and they can provide you some information on any of the resources that we have available that we can provide assistance and help you be successful. The North Carolina Manufacturing Extension Partnership, as I said, it stood up in 1955. IES administers federal NIST MEP programs, and North Carolina IES partners with public and private organizations to create resources and networks to support manufacturing. We have basically if there's a niche out there, we basically have some organization that we can reach out to and provide assistance with. Why local sourcing? The world right now is very fluid. There's conflicts in multiple countries. There's a problem with suppliers in other countries. We have right now tariffs that are causing problems as far as how we're going to source materials. Some of the examples we have right here is when the Baltimore Bridge collapsed, Francis Key Bridge collapsed in Baltimore. It caused a major port on the East Coast to shut down for a short period of time and also prevented supply chain functions from happening and slowed down the process of moving materials. You have earthquakes that happen in certain countries, especially Taiwan. That's the example in the middle, where it shows where when they shut down, that shut down some of our technological. You have flooding. We have a hurricane that hit us last year that caused some of our organizations in North Carolina to shut down in the western portion of North Carolina. Some of the examples is Baxter's. Baxter's is one of the biggest companies that provide IVs. It caused so much of an impact that doctors could not do elective surgery. The only thing they could do was emergency surgeries or procedures because there was a shortage of IV bags. In the bottom left corner, it shows right here shipping from country to country. As y'all remember a couple of years ago when the Suez Canal had a ship that blocked the Suez Canal where they could not move shipment from to the Red Sea or to the Mediterranean. That shut down shipping there for a couple of days, but yet there was a big impact on moving with supplies and materials, and it caused suppliers and manufacturers to have a big blockage. There was a big fine that was assessed on the company for that ship blocked this the Suez Canal. And once they cleared that up, supply chains start functioning again, but they were behind schedule. Price of fast fashion. Right here, there's a chilly desert. It can be seen from satellite above, where it shows where there's been a dumping of clothing and materials in the desert because they were not properly sourced and not properly disposed of. Why local sourcing? Changing supply chain landscape, there's always something that it makes it very fluid. You have globalization. We had a big event in 2020, COVID, that stopped us right there where our ports was not operational. That shut down manufacturing. It shut down the way we do business on a normal basis. You have political unrest. If you turn on the news any given day of the week, there's political unrest in other countries. You also have natural disasters, which we do get impacted right here in North Carolina, but throughout the world. Just because it don't hit North Carolina, if it hits somewhere else, an earthquake or whatever the case may be, it actually may mess your supply chain up where it brings your materials in from other countries. Even if it was on the West Coast, that may stop a material or a product that you receive from the West Coast to this side of the nation. Tariffs and relationships, that's one of the biggest thing that's out there right now because tariffs are so fluid. We have tariffs going on many other countries, and that's stopping some of our materials from arriving from overseas. Changes in regulations can stop some of the ways you do your normal way of business. Some of them impact you in a positive way. Some things can impact you in a negative way, where it's going to cost more money or it may take you a little longer to produce your materials. Uh, brand perception, risk mitigation. You deal with those on a daily basis, leading to stronger supply chain, reduced costs, faster response, collaboration, sustainability, and community support, enthusiasm, and resiliency. All right. Why local sourcing, NC manufacturing? All right, right here we have establishments in North Carolina. We have over 11,000 establishments, which employs 471,000 people. Third highest in the state. GDP is 16% in the state, 3.7 nationally, eighth in the nation, first in the Southeast. What we receive through this right here for sourcing is anything from tortilla chips to computer chips, you name it, it can be sourced and materials can be found. This is one of the areas right here I discussed in changes in supply chains. These cartoons kind of impacted me when I saw them because it explains it straight up front. You have the one on the left that's showing about alternatives in supply chains because of the closure of China's, and then you have the tariffs of how much one job may cost at this point. How many suppliers do you need? This is a biggest thing that impacts me right here. And I tell anybody why I'm very passionate about supply chain is I have a young son, a 3-year-old, and during the time of the formula shortage, he was only just under a year old. There was only one supplier in the US that controlled the whole formula in the US. And when they had problems in their facility, it shut down, and that shut us down where we could not get formula for my son. My wife, she's a very chiefly and smart person when it comes to that right there. And what she had already did was made plans through our insurance that we could receive formula. But we spent one evening when we were down to about half a can of formula, running to every Target, every store that we could run to and see if we could source some formula. We were able to come up with 3 cans that night, but we were in the process of picking our son up from the daycare that evening. My wife was stopping at stores. I was stopping at stores. Every 5 minutes, we're calling each other trying to find formula. So it impacted me right there where I understand the concept of having one supplier. If they have one issue that shuts them down right there, that shuts down the whole network that they support. Multiple suppliers will help you in this case right here if you're doing negotiations and the negotiations not going well. If you're dealing with issues as far as their facility may close, you still have other suppliers out there that you can reach out to and bring you those materials. They may not be able to bring you the numbers that you want, but they'll be able to still keep your supply chain functioning and your materials and your manufacturing still going out the door. It's just planning for the worst and hoping for the best. Supplier matching program. Okay, supplier matching, how to find a supplier or become a supplier. There's one area that I'm gonna harp on is our website, manufactured in North Carolina. I'll go in detail a little bit later on that right there, but the process is we receive an inquiry and we'll go forward from there. We request the form to be reviewed, research qualified suppliers, connections, and try to match make suppliers and manufacturers. Matches, no matches made, that identifies one thing right there. There might be a gap in the supply chain system at that point right there where it may not be here in North Carolina, but it may be in another state. Or and if it's not in the states, it can be found, they'll have to be sourced overseas. Additional information, sometimes short timeline, we're involved throughout, and all inquiries are welcome. So this is a one-stop shop where most organizations can reach out to us, and we can actually reach out to North Carolina organizations, or we can actually use it to reach out nationally. Supplier matching. It can be existing businesses or new industry. It could be a startup. It is across the board. Everybody is welcome to be engaged in this. It can be statewide or national opportunities. It can be business to business, or it can be reshoring. If you need reshore, especially with the tariffs that's going on right now, you can reshore it, or you may have, it may take too long for material to arrive from Europe to right here in North Carolina, and you need to reshore it so your materials can be there available at a faster rate. There's large nationwide opportunities. It also helped with economic development and federal procurement. Supplier matching, federal procurement opportunities. There has been multiple organizations on the federal side that has reached out to use this program right here. You have the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. You have the Veterans Affairs. You have Transportation, NOAA. You have the Department of Interior, USDA, Department of Energy, Commerce, International Trade, Department of Treasury, Health and Human Resources, and Department of Defense. When I first came on board in this role in the summer of 2023, the first area I dealt with was, if I'm not mistaken, it was it was the EPA, if I'm not mistaken, on the item that we're trying to source right here in the US. This also deals with Build America, Buy America Act that requires so much percentage of the materials, so much of the material is built right here in the US. BABA is a very detailed tool, but what it does is it helps organizations be sourced right here in the US and keep our workers employed. This is what a request forms look like, supplier scouting. The information is collected, the description, the reason. It could be the reason of reshoring, having multiple suppliers, or adding secondary suppliers. Technical specification, which tells what the widget does, how it does it, and what the specs have to be down to the smallest millimeter. Performance requirements, what it's supposed to do, volume, pricing, and packaging, delivery, and time frame. Over here on the right is what a standard form looks like when we receive it nationally. We also send on a Excel document, a similar document when we send it out to clients to fill it out and send it back to us so we can send it out to our suppliers here in North Carolina. But it gives you detailed information on what the product that is being sourced. Supplier matching. It deals with opportunity types. It could be niche, it could be broad. It could be certain sectors that is going being searched for, like defense. It could be aerospace. It could be automotive. It covers all sectors. You have the business to business, you have the business to consumer. You also have foods, textiles, plastics that are involved in this. You have the emerging sectors. You have the Build America, Buy America Act or Build America, Buy America certification companies. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see that we had anything from sewn dog treat bags that was sourced right here, excess flow valve. You have solar inverters that have been requested, organic yarn, which is big here in North Carolina because we have a big textile network here. Synthetic fibers also. You have coils, circuit breakers. Just within the last couple of weeks, we had printed circuit boards that was requested from Florida, and we were able to provide 2 or 3 companies to Florida right there as far as matching on those right there. We're right now seeing if we can go forward with the process with them where they meet with the requesting organization and see if they can be a complete match for that company's printed circuit boards. But that's a success case that has happened within the last 2 to 3 weeks for us. Supplier matching numbers right here. These are the numbers right here. Nationally, 260 supplier opportunities, roughly about 1,700 possible matches. We have to adjust our numbers on that because we still having some positive traction that's happened within the last couple of weeks. 260 exact, 1,400 partials, and 6.5 matches per opportunity. Right here in North Carolina, we have had 8 exact matches, 15 partial matches, and our responses are increasing as the word of mouth of this program is getting out to everybody in the network. There's a lot of times when we reach out to organizations, they never heard of us, they never heard of what we do. Once we explain to them, some organizations are like, look, we need to jump on this right here to help our acquisition team so that they can reach out and find the materials that we need to do what we need to do in our organization to continue to make our organization successful. On average, there's about 30,000 or 300,000 new sales, 10 jobs created or retained in each throughout the network. All right, this is website I was discussing earlier in the presentation. It's manufactured in North Carolina. This is the web link right here. This is our own homegrown database. It came about roughly around 15 years ago. And what it does right here is a database that anybody can search it. It doesn't require you to pay any money. It's free. Anybody from outside North Carolina can source this website. Anybody in North Carolina can resource it. It can be done from everybody across the board can actually come into this database and look at North Carolina suppliers and manufacturers and reach out to the organizations. It's an online supplier database. It has the company's profile. It's a vetted process because we talk to the organizations. We sit down and do an intake or an onboarding with them and actually find out, making sure that they're a legitimate organization. They have their proper codes. They have their proper manufacturing NAICS codes to make them make us know that they're a legitimate organization. It's free, it's open and searchable. Inquiries and requests are welcomed. It's a hands-on approach, but what it does is it helps out right there. This is my first stop when I look for a supplier scouting. When I'm looking for a manufacturer or supplier, this is my first stop. My last stop is Google, because a lot of organizations that exist out there that we don't know about. So we reach out to them also. And once we do bring them in, we let them know about this website. We let them know what we do. And hopefully we can bring them on board so they can read. It works as free advertisement. As I discussed before, how it works. This right here is just how once you do a search on the left-hand side, it shows you the organizations that'll populate on it right there. And then on the right-hand side shows when you go onto the organization's website, what you're going to see. You're going to see their location. You're going to see their website. Sometimes you're going to see their contact and phone number and their actual email contact so that you can reach out to them. They have their Facebook and their LinkedIn links that you can reach out to, but it tells about the company, what they do. It also tells what this industry classification they do, when they were established, how many employees they employ, and then what they actually do. if your organization and you're jumping on board doing this, or if your organization that has already have a profile here, it'll be a good idea to update it and give it more detail. So when there's a search done from an organization from the outside, or whether I'm doing a search on it, we can find you a little bit better, or find narrow down the searches to find the right organization to fit what the requirement might be calling for. Um, it works perfect. I will ask for one thing from right here. If it works out for you, please let us know that it worked out for you and how did it work for you, because it'll help us improve the process. Resources that you can reach out to. You can reach out to the North Carolina MEP, which this is the web link right here. You can find a supplier, or you can become a supplier. The takeaways right here is what we're trying to do is build a enhanced domestic supply chain, trying to keep our people employed within the US. And we're trying to, in a sense, map the entire supply chain so that we know where these organizations exist. That way we can reach out to them. That way other organizations can reach out to them. And we just know overall across the board where everything is, so that we can make it less painful when it's trying to find the right organization or to fit the need and the requirement. It's no cost, zero cost for this right here, and business opportunity for North Carolina organizations. So what it does is keep us employed, keep our people within North Carolina employed, and it keeps the businesses right here in North Carolina, and it can grow our businesses. How to participate? Just register, update your profile in Manufacturing North Carolina MNC. Contact your regional manager. Have them come through, sit down, talk to them, or just do a virtual meeting with them so you can say, this is what my organization do, this is how we do business, this is what we're looking to do, we're looking to grow in this manner right here. And then we go forward from there. Submit North Carolina MEP a supplier request form. Check out the list of open opportunities. We have opportunities that come out roughly once a week. Sometimes it can be as small as 1 or 0 that week, or it can be as many as 15 to 20 that come out. But once I receive those, I screen through those, try to find an organization in North Carolina, and I start sending out requests to organizations. Biggest way to make this program work and grow is word of mouth. Just saying, hey, I know you my competition in this other county, but this is the thing right here. I use this right here. It can help you. It can help me. It can build our competition between both of us to make us better. Any questions? If you have any questions, please send them through the chat. These are where you can reach out to us. You can reach out to the regional managers, or you can reach out to my supervisor, Kian, or you can reach out to me. These are our email addresses.
Hey, thank you, Eric. It looks like we do have a couple of questions. Let's see. The first question is, does the supplier matching also cover services or only materials?
It covers both. We're right now trying to work on in Manufacturing North Carolina, where we're going to have a database, which we do collect the data and we do keep it on a Excel document. So when we have to reach out to them, organizations, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to expand it where it can cover both materials and service-based.
Great. Next question. How often is the directory updated?
Directory for our regional managers or our Manufacturing North Carolina.
Eric, I'm
Because with the
thinking
regional manager,
are they saying regional manager? I was thinking they were talking about the
The Manufacturing North Carolina.
Yeah.
okay, for Manufacturing North Carolina is whenever the organization updates it, or if we find out that the business is not open anymore, I reach out to one of my counterparts that I work with, and I say, hey, I'm finding out right now through Google and through some other sources that this organization is no longer in business, and then we'll shut down that profile right there. But as far as updating, any organization can update whenever they want to. I hope I answered your question.
Also, a question about missing the form on a slide. So I'm just going to pop into the chat, the website that'll take you to the supply chain program that has the forms associated with it. Next question is, my company manufactures electronic boards. Does this include electronic manufacturing?
Yes, it do. And there is a lot of times that we have supplier scouting that comes through for those type of items right there. It's just being able to reach out to your organization and also knowing that you exist. So if you put yourself in manufacturing North Carolina, you speak to us, we put you in our own database, Salesforce database. We should be able to reach out to you if your organization fits the fit the bill for the requirements that's being asked for.
I think we've answered this one, but just to go over it again, do you have service suppliers too?
Yes, we have a Excel document that we have for that right there until we get our website up on that.
And someone asked for the link to NCMEP. I've put that in the chat, so hopefully you got that. Let's see. Looks like we have someone who has their hand raised. If you can give me just a moment. Well, I'm not finding you. Oh, there you are. Yes. The person who has their hand raised, if you have a question, can you put that in the chat, please, or the Q&A? We'll give it a few more minutes to see if folks have questions. Okay, here we go. This company says, we are an agricultural company. Can this help connect us with certain target segments, such as federal programs and military customers?
I'm going to say yes on that right there because we do have stuff that do come through for agriculture every so often. We did have a request for some cotton on a supplier scouting not too long ago. Or maybe, well, I'm saying not too long ago. It may have been almost a year ago.
Next question is from a company that is they are a shipping and logistics service company. While they are not a manufacturer, can they also participate? We ship for mining, agriculture, and fire control industries.
Yes, we'll list them as a service or logistical provider.
Great, thank you, Eric. Let's see. Okay, this is from, so to become a service supplier for manufacturing process improvement, you mentioned a spreadsheet, but do we still submit our information via the become a supplier?
Yes.
Let's see what else. Oh, someone's asking about the next events for NCMEP. We do have a lot of events coming up, and I'll include a link to all of those in the webinar email that goes out. But we do monthly webinars and a few trade shows during the year. We just had our annual manufacturing conference last week, and we are looking forward to scheduling it for next year. So hold the dates. We're looking at April 13th and 15th in 2026. We hope to see you there. See, whoops, I about missed a question here. For the supplier matching slide with numbers, were those numbers from 2025? If so, what were the total numbers for 24?
That's the number that we have to update right there as far as 2025, but most of those numbers are from 2024 right there. But we're still working on for 2025 as we speak.
Think oops, there's another question. Bear with me. Yes, the presentation will be shared. Again, look for an email that will go out Probably in the next day or two from the IS Zoom user. It will include the link to the recording as well as to the PowerPoint presentation. And those are also posted on the IAS website. Okay. Okay, we've got somebody ready to get started ASAP. Awesome, wonderful.
Please just reach out. I mean, if you have any questions, send us an email or just reach out to us and we'll respond to you and try to set up a virtual meeting and then go from there.
Okay, let's see what else. Not a question, but a really great and helpful webinar. Thank you so much, Brian, for that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We do have a couple people with their hands raised. We will ask you to submit your questions via the Q&A or the chat button, please. Give folks another minute. Okay. Thank you, David. He says he'll follow up with an email to further discuss. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I still see a hand raised. I'm going to see if I can allow you to talk. Tran, I'm going to click allow to talk if you want to ask your question. Whoops. So I think he's. No, I'm not seeing him. Sorry. Hey, Eric, I'm not seeing any other questions.
Okay. Thank you everyone for attending today. If you have any questions, please reach out and I would love to assist and help you the best way we can and hope we can come up with a solution. That's all I have, Susan. I'll let you do the closeout.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for today's presentation. It was very informative. Again, we thank everyone for attending and be on the lookout for the email that will come from the IS Zoom user with a link to the PowerPoint and to the recording. Thanks again. Hope everyone has a great day.